Vladimir Guerrero of the Toronto Blue Jays just signed a 14-year, $500 million deal. And so his dad was a great player and a Hall of Famer for the Montreal Expos. Vladdy Jr. grew up in Montreal. That's where he was born. And all he said is, I just want to have a $500 million. And Toronto finally acquiesced and said, okay, here you go, $500 million. And so he's going to stay with Toronto for a long, long time. Maybe retire there. So the question is, so what do the Cubs do with Kyle Tucker? Because if Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gets $500 million in a 14-year deal, what do you think Kyle Tucker's going to want? If Kyle Tucker has a tremendous year with the Cubs, and I think that he will, that's a real star over there on the north side. So how much do you think he's going to want? All I know is that if you're the agent of Kyle Tucker, you're going to want something that starts with a 6, like $600 million. Now, it might be negotiated down to 5, might be in the high 4s, but the point is, though, is that here's a right fielder that can hit. Here's a right fielder that makes a difference for this Cubs team. And so, of course, it's up to Kyle Tucker and his wife whether or not he wants to stay with Chicago. But I think that if you are Jed Hoyer and the Cubs, you do whatever it takes to make sure that Kyle Tucker stays here. Because if the Cubs don't pay him, you know who's going to pay him? The Braves, or the Phillies, or the Rangers, or the Dodgers, or the Mets, or other teams in the upper echelon. Maybe the Boston Red Sox, who knows? But the point is, though, is that if the Cubs don't have the stomach for it, you know other teams will. And so let me get your comments below, especially if you're a Cub fan. What do you think now? Because I think that as fans, we don't care how much it is. You just want to have the talent on the field, and you want to see players increase their chances to help you win a championship. So I want to know, what do you think? Do you think Tucker stays with the Cubs? Because I've had no evidence that the Cubs have the stomach for paying a player $500 or $600 million in multiple years. What do you think?